Alrighty, guys. So since we talked about basically the load boards and how to find freight, now we're going to talk about how to fill out a carrier packet. Okay. We're going to look at a few companies' carrier packets. The first one we have here is TQL. TQL's carrier packet. So we're going to look at a few. Basically, the first sheet is their company info or company profile sheet. It tells everything about the company, their name, their logo, their address, company information, insurance, banking. So, I mean, you don't have to send this first page back in, but this is all of their references and everything. Alrighty. The next is going to be the carrier form. Okay, so we're going to briefly go over this carrier form. Again, if you read number 11, when you finish filling out this packet, if you're dispatching a carrier, when you finish filling out this packet, you can either fax it or email it back to carrierservice@tql.com. So on the first line where it says carrier name, so we're just going to say our trucking company is called ABC Trucking. You would put that here. Make sure when you put the carrier name, if they are incorporated or LLC, you include all of that in their name. They need the legal name of the carrier. So if it is ABC Trucking, it needs to be ABC Trucking LLC or ABC Trucking Inc. You know, dispatchers. Since you're the dispatcher, you will put your name here, or you can put the dispatcher company name / your name. Either or is fine. It's also a good spot to put your phone number. So the dispatch company name, your name since you're dispatching, and your phone number. Address will be the company address or that carrier that you're dispatching address. The phone number will be the company phone number. Your email, the email address. Normally, if you're the dispatcher, you put your email address here so TQL can email you. But either way, if you work directly for just one company and they want their email address, it doesn't matter. Remit to address if it's different from the physical address. Let's say they have a physical address and then they have a separate address for accounting paperwork. You can do that, but it should be the same. Then it asks, does your company use a dispatch service? If it does, the name of dispatch service and phone number. Okay. Basically, you're just going to go through here and fill out everything that they ask you. Okay. Does your company broker out extra freight? If you have a trucking company and that trucking company also have a brokerage, but normally the answer will be no. The number of tractors for that company you're dispatching. ABC Trucking, let's say they have 5 tractors. You'll put 5. If you're dispatching owner operator and he's just single and have 1 tractor, the number 1 would go there. Okay. Tarps are going to be for flatbed. So when it says if you have 8-inch tarps, you can put yes or how many, it doesn't matter. Is your company hazmat certified? Does the drivers have their hazmat certification? Yes or no? How do you track your drivers? Cell phone, GPS, you can check mostly cell phones. So basically you'll just fill this packet out. TQL is available to assist drivers and dispatchers. If you want them to assist, you can put the hours they can call, the phone number, and the name. Payment terms, okay? If you're dispatching a company and this company is set up with a factoring company, then you do not want to do quick pay. And it's very important you pay attention to this. TQLs charge 5% for quick pay and also a $25 per com check fee. So if you did a 1-day quick pay and then he factors this to his factoring company and they have this on file and the load was $1,000, they're going to minus $50 off that load plus 25. So that load is only going to pay $925. Okay, so you want to make sure that you do the 28-day pay, no fees, if they have a factoring company. However, there are a lot of companies out there that don't have a factoring company and they just bill the broker direct. If you have a carrier and he does not have a factoring company, give us a call or send us an email. Our number is 770-727-0242. Our lines do stay busy, so if you call us and you do not get anybody on the phone, you can actually go to our website, www.bumblebeedispatch.com. You can click on our factoring tab, which is under services, and you can go ahead and fill out a form to sign your carrier up for a factoring company. Okay, so all of the companies we partner with will be on there, and you can choose between the two, or you can sign them up for both, and the companies will call them to get them set up for factoring. So factoring is very important, and we will do another video on factoring. So if you're filling out the payment and they do have a factoring company, select the 28-day pay. If they don't, just call your carrier and say, hey, we're setting you up with TQL. How would you like to get paid? Would you like the 1-day quick pay or the 7-day quick pay? Okay, just make sure you find out before you select an option. They also have direct deposit. If you do sign up for direct deposit, you will need to, I believe, attach a voided check, and that should come up later. Now, also, when you're finished with this, you're going to do the carrier name, the legal name of the carrier. Again, ABC Trucking Inc. or ABC Trucking LLC. The date, your signature, and signed by. You have to be a representative of the company. Normally, we sign it as manager. Okay, so you will be the manager. So you would do the sign by, and then the ComCheck authorization. You would ask your carriers, are the drivers, dispatcher, or anyone at their company allowed to do fuel advance or receive ComChecks? If that company says no, then you would do no. If they say yes, you would do yes. You as the dispatcher may be permitted to receive fuel advance. If they have a driver out there and a driver needs fuel advance, then you need to call that broker to get the fuel advance. So they may authorize it to you and not the driver. Okay. Again, most of their paperwork you have to sign. So again, here you will put the legal name of the carrier, signed by, signature, title, date, their MC number. So the MC number is going to be 111111. Okay. DOT number 0303003 or something. You'll put the DOT number and the EIN number, which is their tax ID that they get from the IRS, their employer identification number. All of that you'll put here. All of these pages will be turned back in. Again, you can fax it or the carrier, whatever that email address was. This is direct deposit. You only need to fill this out if you're doing a direct deposit agreement, if they want direct deposit, if you're changing information, or if you're canceling the direct deposit, okay? So that's the only time you're going to fill that out. This is a substitute W-9 form, so when you get a carrier set up with your dispatch company, they will send you over a W-9. You would just use their W-9 to input the information on this form for TQL. So the company name, doing business as, state of incorporation, federal tax ID, and then again, the bottom, you would sign your name, or you'll print your name, sign, title, date, company address, the carrier you're dispatching for, their address. Okay, and here's the broker carrier agreement. So you'll basically go through the broker carrier agreement, make sure you read everything in its entirety. Most of these agreements are going to be the same. It may be a little that's going to be different. Sometimes they'll ask for your MC and DOT number within the agreement. So that's why you want to make sure you go through it and read it. And theirs is pretty long, so we're getting to the end here shortly. Alrighty, so here's the end of the agreement. Again, carrier name, signed by, signature, title, date, entity. That's where you're going to put if it's the LLC, INC, sole proprietor. State of incorporation. What state was that company incorporated in? If you don't know, if you have a carrier that lives in Georgia, they could have just moved to Georgia. Always call your carrier and say, hey, what state did your business get incorporated in? The city, state, and office, their MC number, DOT number, and EIN number. Okay, and then at the bottom, again, the legal name of the carrier. You're going to print your name, sign, your title, date, MC, DOT, EIN. Now, guys, the more that you do these carrier packets, it's going to be very familiar to you. You're going to fly through these packets. You'll probably have a packet done within 3 to 4 minutes. That is the end of their packet. Now, what you're going to do when you have everything filled out, I'm going to go back up here to the top. Once you get everything filled out, you're going to email all of that stuff back to Carrier Services at TQL, or you're going to fax it to them, along with that carrier who you're dispatching for, their W-9, insurance, and authority. What we normally do is just save a file on our computer with all of that information with the carrier's name, so we can easily attach it to every email that we send out, okay? So you always want to make sure you just go ahead and attach that to it. We know you filled out the substitute W-9 form, but we want you to get in the habit of just sending it with all of your packets, because some of these brokers, as you can see in the other packets we're going to look at, they're not going to have that substitute W-9 form. And so to make things easier, just send it all together so you don't get confused, okay? So the next one we're going to look at is Spo Logistics. Okay, so this is basically their packet. Now, this one we probably can go through a little bit faster, but on the first page, pages 2 through 11 must be filled out completely and returned. So that means you must completely fill those out and return it. Okay, also in yellow, what did we just talk about? Copy of authority, W-9, and insurance is required. We just talked about that. So you want to always make sure you attach that, okay? So this is their carrier information form. You put today's date, MC, DOT, tax ID, the name, the address. Some of these brokers will ask for references, okay? So this is their contact, dispatch, operations manager, accounting and paperwork. You'll put the name, email, phone, or fax for each. And here we go. Please list references you have moved loads for within the last 6 months. So filling out this packet, if you don't know, you just call your carrier and say, hey, I know I just started dispatching you, but do you have any references of other companies you have moved loads for? Now, another pointer would be to actually get this in the beginning. When you're setting that carrier up with your dispatch company, go ahead and make them list maybe 10 references, because each company is going to be different. You may have another broker that asks for 5. You may have one that asks for 3. Go ahead and try to get as many references as you can from them so you can go ahead and list it on here, okay? 10 is a good number to work with. If they don't have 10, then again, 5. But at least, 5 or 10. Okay, so then they want to know if you have any certification, TWIC, is it woman owned, hazmat, all of that. You want to put your certifications. This is basically carrier equipment. So you would list the equipment that carrier has. How many vans? 53 do they have? Do they have hot shots, flatbeds, whatever equipment that they have. In the middle where you see the box that say tractors, you would put a number there. If they have 10, you would put 10. If it's 1, you would put 1. Okay? At the bottom, you have straight trucks, reefers, and so forth. We're back at carrier pay. So they ask, do you allow advances? Is SB authorized to fuel advanced drivers? Yes or no? Are they authorized to fuel advanced lumpers? So sometimes if you have a refrigerated trailer, sometimes these drivers go places where someone has to unload the trailer, and you do have to pay a lumper fee. So you would just check yes or no. Again, make sure you get permission from the owner of the company that you're dispatching for to see what their options are, because they may not want their drivers to receive advances. Okay, again, how do you want to be paid? Do they want a check mailed? Do they have a factoring company? Or do they want quick pay? You also have I wish to be paid in Canadian dollars. If that carrier is located out of Canada or you're dispatching out of Canada, they may want to be paid in Canadian dollars. If they are having a check mailed, you would fill out that information. If it's a factoring company, you would fill out their factoring company information and phone number. And another thing, guys, it is very good for these carriers to have a factoring company. If you want to know more information about factoring, just give me a call and I'll explain it to you. And we will have more videos on factoring as well. Okay, SPO Quick Pay and ACH payment programs. Alrighty. If you want to get set up for Quick Pay, you would send them an email. Alrighty. Here is their broker carrier agreement. Alrighty, so it's a little bit different from TQL's. You would basically put today's date or whatever date, you're filling out this paperwork. The name of the carrier would go on the next line where it says carrier. We're going to scroll down a little bit more. Some of these packets can be very long, guys, and some brokers now, they actually just send you a link. You're able to click on the link and type everything in. So that is really good. I know with Landstar, they have it where you can just click on the link, type the information, and upload documents, and you're good to go. But a lot of these companies, you do have to physically print and send it back. So this is the end of their agreement. On the right-hand side, that's where you would fill out the carrier name, signature, your name, your title, address, phone number, fax, tax ID, DOT, MC, number, and email address. Okay, this is more information about SPO. As you can see, this is their company profile sheet. So they didn't really have this one in the beginning, but they still included it in the packet on the 12th page. Okay, that's their company profile. Your paperwork instructions. So this is basically how to send in your paperwork to get paid. They are set up with TransFlow. Okay, and it basically tells you what you need to do to get paid. But you're basically finished filling out the packet. I believe we went over 3 to 11, but we're just going to check just in case. Okay. And I believe if you're out of Canada, you would have to sign this page, number 16. This is for your certifications. If you have any certifications, you would sign this and send over your documentation of your certifications. So we went over pages 3 to 11. That's basically all you would fill out in this packet. We just wanted to go down and make sure we hit everything. So that is going to be for SPO. So you kind of get the hang of it, guys. I mean, it's not nothing really hard about this stuff. Most of this is just basically copying and pasting. I mean, when you get these carriers set up with your dispatch company, you're going to be sending them a packet to get set up with you, and then all of the information they send over to you, you're just going to be filling it out. Their company name, address, signing your name. It is very easy. So this is SPO packet, and we're going to probably look at one more. Let's see. Well, I believe that's all. I thought I had another packet to look at, but we don't. So that is basically all, guys. If you have any questions, send us an email. Email is the best way to contact us. Again, that is info at bumblebeedispatch.com. And this is basically show you how to fill out a carrier packet. Again, it's very easy. Once you get your first client that you're dispatching, you can watch this video as many times as you need to, but each packet will be different. So just make sure you read everything, and your first few times just go slow until you get the hang of it, okay? Thank you for watching.